post it. Does that need to come down some? Because that's like...
Probably. Look at your face. Woo! Makes your face...
It's delight! It's delight!
Oh, it made one half of your face look orange or
yellow. I could say something right now, but I'm going to refrain.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm drinking knitter's tea. Apparently, that's made of knitters.
Maybe it's made of like little scraps of yarn. Is there any fiber down there?
Ready to get this party started?
I think we are.
Do I have enough lips on?
Oh, kisses.
You can cut that part out.
Kisses, I'm not going to.
Damn it. Then everybody be able to see my cap too full of heat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't like that thing, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, all right, are we ready?
We are.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full of Knit podcast. My name is Susan.
Oh, and I'm Karen.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as the NC Knitta.
And you can find me as the Havlog Zoo.
All right. And, well, we totally screwed up because she's Karen and I'm Susan, and together we are Full of Knit.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're off our game today. I have no notes. I don't even have the notebook with me. How many weeks has it been since we podcast last?
It's been a month.
Has it?
We didn't do anything in February. Because February, swear to God, people, the sun has not shone here probably in 40, 45 days.
Well, no, it has.
Just one day.
Clips and phrases
Yes.
here and there, not anything. I don't know that we've had one sunny day in February. Plus, February was a short month. I was out of town.
It did not seem like it was a short month, though.
Well, it did to me because I was out of town for a whole week in Atlanta at market.
Did the sun shine there?
Yeah, one day I think it did. But see,
Lucky.
well, I can't tell you how long because once we went inside, that was it. You know.
Yeah.
But the hotel we stayed at had a sky bridge that went over to a business mall. Mm-hmm. And they have a huge food court there. Mm-hmm. So you walk through the food court and out the other side of the building, and right across the street was the entrance to the market. Okay. So we only had to be outside long enough to cross the street. Right. So,
which is not bad if it's raining, but...
Well, like one day it was 70-some degrees, and one was dying because I didn't pack. I had a tank top and a really open knit sweater on, which was okay. I could have done with less. But anyway, and then the next day... Oh my God, balls cold, wind blowing. It was like, make my mind up. But thankfully we only had to be crossing the street, you know. So that was good. But so I can't really tell you how long the sun was out.
It's just been here in the gray, cold, rainy.
Feels like Seattle.
Yeah, it's like we woke up in the Pacific Northwest and we have not been able to get back to the south yet.
And we don't need any more water and rain around here.
No. We were just talking about how we could float rubber ducks in my front yard.
Yeah. I mean, Florence left us plenty, and we don't need any more.
It rained so crazy last night. In the wind, it tore the screen off the bedroom
like a
window.
hurricane.
It did. It
Not
was
me.
crazy.
I was dead to the world. I didn't hear nothing.
I was too until the screen came flying off and hit the porch roof, and cats went flying. And it was loud. It sounded like somebody was trying to break in the house, but it was not.
Well, that's a good thing. That wouldn't have been good. Somebody was trying to break in. All right, so I guess you came here for knitting, not a weather podcast or a market podcast.
That ends your AccuWeather.
Let's get going. Where are we going to start?
Well, we're going to start with finished stuff. You got
Are
any?
we? Oh, yes, I do. Let me put my podcast knitting today is the Stash Buster Shawl by whoever's going to pop up when she types that in.
Heather Haynes.
There you go. There you go. So I'm mid-row right now, but I haven't really worked on this since...
Do you have your rubber band? Your rubber band point protectors?
I'll have to go back to last episode to see that. I still had this much left, so I got to wait to go.
Wow, yes.
Yeah. So, no, I do not, Karen. I'm free-balling today. Okay? All right, there you go. I'm free-balling it.
Playing fast and loose with those needles.
I am. I'm living dangerously. I like that Maggie Smith meme that says, "Oh, you don't use stitch markers either." Like something about like myself, you like to live dangerously or something like that. What was I doing? Oh. Ooh,
take a sip.
Hold on.
And
this
then
is all of it.
Find your finished objects.
Okay, so that would be a FFO. Found finished object.
Found finished object.
Haha. I'll need your help.
Okay.
So, you guys saw me working on... Well, let me just show you. I finished it. I finished Slain by Lisa Much.
Look how pretty. Start at your end and move it down so they can see how all the...
Okay. So, any loose ends you see, the ends have been woven in. I've just not blocked yet. So, you started up here. This is the starting point here. And then you increase and all that kind of stuff. And this is a paid-for pattern. But I love, love this pattern. I couldn't get enough of the short rows. I just kept knitting it, knitting it, knitting it. And I got it finished finally. Love it. So I can't wait to block it. Yeah. This is, now see, this is the shape that I like for a shawl. I don't like it too deep. That's why I like the Treamolte.
Right.
So I love, this is going to be good.
Well, yeah, because some of them, when they get so big and deep, they hang way down.
Right.
And unless you're really tall.
Does it look like the Pittsburgh Steelers or a bumblebee?
Well, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers colors. I think less bumblebee.
Okay. More Steeler, less bumblebee.
More Steeler, less
more Steeler, less insect.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the shape I like. So I will probably knit another one of these. Plus, it's done on a big needle, so it's really
right. Yes, and it's nice and
and it'll be even bigger when I block it. Not much, probably, but I love it. I will knit another one of these, and I'll probably knit another Treamolte at some point because this is the shape I like.
Yeah.
So in the short rows, I just wanted so much garter squishy right here. I just wanted, I don't know, I like short rows now that I'm not afraid of them.
Right.
And in garter stitch, if you've never knit short rows and you're afraid to, like I used to be, if you do it in garter stitch, you don't have to pick it back up.
Right, you don't have to pick up your wraps.
You just do the wrap and turn and you go back the other way, and that's what creates all this colors going into another color without having to be complicated. I mean, it just makes it so super easy and good looking, and Lisa Much does a lot of those like that. I just love hers. Y'all have heard me say before that they're just like art to me, because it really is. So the pattern is called Slain by Lisa Much, and I used a size 8 needle, which on a fingering weight yarn makes it really open and squishy like we were just talking about. There's the pattern page, and I printed this one a long time ago because it's in color, because I don't print them in color anymore. Whoops, bye-bye. No, woo, we are in tune today. I knit this with Unplanned Peacock in the Raven colorway, and that's all I have left of that. The Ghastly colorway, that's all I have left of that. And in one of my early yarn dyeing trial runs, which you didn't use a lot of this, obviously. You can see the difference there. By the way I laid the colors out, I didn't want this to be a lot of it because it was so bold. So I put it at the very beginning.
Well, I think that will make that easier to pair with just about any outfit. Right. Because if it was a lot of the gold... then
and there was just too much
a little more
limited. I just didn't want a lot of it, but I love this yarn. Knitting with it, I like it. I like the way it looked and felt. I bought this at, ironically enough, Carolina Fiber Fest, the first year that we went. Remember, Z and I went up, and you and Suzanne came up later. I bought it that very first year because I was going to do her pattern called Descent.
Okay,
That's what I bought it for, and I ended up doing something different. So maybe I'll find something else for Descent later on. Actually, now that I'm a little more mature in my knitting career, Descent might be a little too deep.
Well, now that you know kind of what you like, that you've made a bunch of shawls.
I love the way it looks. And I may knit it, but it may be too deep for me. So that's that, and that's living in my Bags by Awesome Granny. Jellyfish bag. On the Etsy. And my Molly Klein button. And my Knit Nook button. And my Bitches Get Stitches button that my friend Karen gave me.
That's right.
So, that's in that. And that's that. For that one, anyway.
Well, I have a finished shawl as well.
Oh my gosh, this is so pretty.
This is the Home is With You shawl by Kay Litton, the crazy sock lady.
Smells good.
Huh? Washed in some tough woolens.
Yep.
That's that blueberry lemonade.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get me one of those?
Mm-hmm. Excuse us while we just sniff this shawl for a little while.
We're weird.
Okay, so this is Halesby Handmade in their October House colorway. And that's this part right here. It is...
And it has sparkles, y'all.
Yes.
I don't know if you can
Superwash, 70% superwash, 25% nylon,
Ooh.
5% gold
You
stellina.
can really see the sparkles.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then the brown is the leftover from the Zweig sweater that Susan and I did. And I didn't do the entire pattern of this. Got fiber up my nose now from
Wonder
sniffing
why.
the shawl. Well, you know, and it's deep, like we were just talking about.
Right.
And it's supposed to have one more section of the garter down here.
Right.
But I was getting close to the end. This was the leftover part, and I was worried I wasn't going to have enough for the I-cord bind off. And then when I tried it on,
it was the perfect length.
it was like, well, this is
dip.
big enough.
Okay, yeah.
Anyhow, if it got any deeper, I mean, Kay's much taller than I am. And
A lot of people are much taller than you. I don't know if
True,
you know that or not,
true.
but
so I thought if it more, it would be like down to my belly button.
right.
And
Super pretty though. I'm gonna have to knit that at some point in
yeah,
time. That's
it
really
was a
pretty.
lot of fun to do. It was a great pattern. So I just said, okay, I'm going to stop here and do the I-cord bind off.
What
And
size needle did you use?
I use size 6 needle,
Yeah.
and this is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. And it looks really pretty with my shirt.
It does. You should leave it on.
I will until I start to sweat,
Okay.
and then I will take it off.
All right. Well, if I start to sweat, we're in trouble because I ain't got nothing on underneath this.
Woohoo!
Oh, maybe I should tell them what I'm wearing.
Oh, there you go.
This is my Nutmeg sweater by, can't think of her name, but it's in my Ravelry projects thing.
Right.
And it's knit with
it's Malabrigo.
Malabrigo worsted in the Ibiza colorway. And I don't think they make that one anymore. I think it's one I bought from somebody who had it in their stash for a good while.
Okay.
So they probably don't even make this colorway anymore, but it was called Ibiza or Ibiza. This was the very first sweater I ever knit.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure. It's a top down. It's called Nutmeg. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first one I ever knit. So I didn't do long sleeves. I did.
Yeah, because why waste the yarn? Because
I'm going to pull them up.
I know, and like on commercial shirts, everything is
Oh my God.
so long on my little T-Rex arms.
It's not even your T-Rex arms. I don't know why these designers and clothing manufacturers are making sleeves so flaming long. It's so hard to find, especially a knit top. Like ones with cuffs, buttons, it's not so hard.
Right.
And even some of those they make long, and I don't understand why. I'm not short.
Right.
5'4", but I have to roll them up.
Yeah.
And why do I want to roll up a knit sleeve? You know what I mean? It's just weird. But they're just making them so long. And it's not like it's just
people with long arms.
It's not like it's just one manufacturer. I mean, the ones that we deal with that work, there's all different ones, and they all have the long thing. And I know it depends on where it's made. Like that's why it's very important nowadays to try on clothes because the size means nothing, because it depends on what country it's made in.
Right.
They come different sized if they're made in Portugal or in Vietnam or China or wherever. There's no
standard.
There's no standard anymore. You just have to try it on. I mean, I have pants in my drawer that I can wear and that fit me from a size 4 to a size 12. Now something's not right.
Same here. Yeah.
If there's that big of range, you know, so you just have to try everything on. And if you see something you like and you try medium on and it's too small, don't let vanity make you not try something on because it's got an L in the tag or an XL in the tag. It doesn't matter. I mean, I have people in the boutique all the time that will not try on the large because it says large, and they don't want to buy a large. Well,
what's it matter if it fits and it looks nice on you? Cut the freaking tag out. Like and we just said, we both have pants, tops, clothes from single digit
to
size.
Extra large, that fit, and you just have to try everything on nowadays. Right. So size, the tag means nada.
It means nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. It means nothing.
That's
all right, so that I've given my speech on.
Still have fuzz on my nose.
Well, you shouldn't have been balls deep into that shawl.
I know, it was nice though.
So, that's all I have for finished objects. What about you?
I have more.
Yeah.
I have
Look at you.
Oops, wait, I turned it the wrong way. There. These are my As Time Goes By socks by Susan Brzezinski, and it is a paid pattern on Ravelry. This was my Cozy Knitter Yarn of the Month Club from last year. This one is called Bouquet. And this has sparkles too. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see them.
Yep, the way that natural light coming in really shows them off. A lot of times you can't see them on podcasts. So this was a fun pattern.
As we've talked about before, it looks like the little pretzels, little butter pretzels.
Little square butter pretzels.
But yeah.
Cool. I love that. I want to knit that pattern, but you know what? I can't think of the last time I finished a pair of socks. Now,
and I like the fact that I got them to match. I don't always do that. If I wind the ball and then divide it to do the 2 at a time.
If it matches, it matches. If it doesn't,
well, if it's close.
Right.
If I only have to wind off a little bit
to
get it to match, then I'm okay. Or I'll wind it until I get the same striping pattern. But if not, then I'm just like, screw it.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, and then they'll be
sisters, not twins.
Right. But these are twins.
Yay! They're pretty too.
Thank you.
Just in time for the spring.
I know. They are nice and springy.
Yeah, I've got tons of socks on the needles.
Some that are
almost finished. My sock mitten mojo hadn't been...
I'm more into vanilla socks now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, these were fun, but it got to be... I do mine cuff down, 56 stitches on a 2.25 needle. The Mina Phillips' German short row heel with her modified heel flap and her rounded toe. And I put those in every sock I do, no matter what the pattern is. Because I've got them memorized, and so it's a lot easier just to zip through.
I don't know how in the world you can memorize that, because
you know, it's easy once you've done it a bunch of times. But I've gotten to the point where, especially if you're using self-striping yarn, you don't really need a pattern. I mean, this is pretty on here.
No, and if you want to do...
But if you just looked at it like that, that's just as pretty.
Right,
in my
and you
opinion.
could always just do a rib.
You could.
Or just do the slip stitch whenever it starts to change colors. You can just do a slip stitch, and that gives it a little bit of something different. Yeah. And it's still a vanilla sock.
Right. So.
What about Kay talking about she was knitting her morning coffee socks? Because that to her is a vanilla sock now.
Right.
Because she's got the pattern memorized like you. So to her, that's a vanilla sock.
Right.
I just thought that was pretty funny. I was watching her. What's today? Monday?
It is.
I was watching her, I guess, yesterday morning. Saturday morning? Yeah. She was talking about that, and I was like, okay, Kay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's why she's the crazy sock lady.
Well, she got me beat with that.
Also finished.
What?
I have... Oh, I've been crazy. I decided
my whip wall... You're right. You've been crazy.
I've been knitting crazy. I took a look at my whip wall, and it was like, there are so many things on here that have been just languishing. I'm like, okay, I am done. I want to cast on some new shit. So...
Oh, by the way.
I did some major monogamous knitting and crocheting.
We are swearing friendly.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So maybe when you're editing, you can put at the very beginning when it says what we are, that we are a swear-friendly podcast.
Because you don't want to watch us around your kids.
No. Or at work.
Or at work. Do people do that? Watch podcasts at work?
Girl,
Could
seriously?
you get in trouble with
You probably could.
You probably could.
You probably could. You know people do it at work. People don't like to work nowadays. Come on.
That's true. We should put our podcast on at Nook on the days I'm working.
Do y'all have a TV there?
We do.
There you go.
I know.
Why not?
We have the inner tubes and everything. No snorting. No snorkeling. This is a present for a little friend who just had.
Is that the
baby
sorting hat?
It's a sorting hat.
Oh my gosh.
She is a big Harry Potter fanatic, and she doesn't watch this podcast. I don't even know if she knows I have one. Anyhow, so she had a little boy
cute.
Last month, and I wanted to hold on to this until I could send it. I mean, until I could show it, and
right.
then now I'm gonna send it off to her. So the little hat, hold the little hat, and I made a little diaper cover.
Oh my gosh!
This is the newborn sorting hat pattern by Jackie Lang. It's a free pattern on Ravelry.
This kid better have a big head.
This is just a plain little crochet diaper cover thingy.
This kid better have a big head.
Well, he'll grow into it.
I
know. I mean, I did it like it said, and I'm a really tight knitter, but apparently I'm a really loose crocheter. Go figure. And I put a little lightning bolt on his butt.
Oh, cute!
So, and then a little diaper thing, and then a little
Hogwarts.
Gryffindor. Gryffindor. I don't know what house he'll be in. He's a month old.
Not slithering. Not slithering.
So, anyhow.
Cute.
Just a cute little.
That is super cute.
This is like.
She will love this if she's a Harry Potter fan.
I just did 10 stitches, double crochet. 10 or 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. 12 stitches, just double crochet, changed colors every 3 rows, and then put some fringe on.
Cool. That is super cute. Where'd you?
Yeah.
On the Ravelry, I guess.
Yeah, I found that on Ravelry.
Paid for it or free?
No, that is a free pattern.
Nice.
Yes.
That is super cute.
It's not one you can print out. It takes you to like a link to a website. So you just had to look at it online.
Look at his little
butt. I saw somebody else had done that, so I
that is super cute. What yarn did you use?
So, and this is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton.
I do love that cotton.
Yes. So it can be machine washed and dried.
Awesome.
And, you know, he'll wear it for a little bit. Well, he won't wear the scarf. It's probably not good to tie things around your baby's neck.
Depends on what kind of baby it is.
Did you see, I was looking online this morning.
No, that is the Devil's Workshop.
Oh, I know. Heather posted this morning that Lady Gaga was right, that the internet is the toilet of the world. And she's right.
That is that's a good saying. I'm going to have to steal that from her.
But people are throwing pieces of cheese at their babies.
Why?
Because, you know, when you say cheese to take a picture, they hold it up and they throw the cheese at a baby. A baby. And then they take a picture.
Okay, so what would happen on the off chance that the baby happened to open up their mouth and the piece of cheese, I don't know what kind of cheese. I mean, are they throwing like cheese slices or are they throwing chunks?
I don't know. I think it's slices because I saw a picture of some baby with his piece of cheese stuck to his face. I swear.
People just don't.
You should not be allowed to have children if you are throwing food at your child.
There's... Oh, I could go.
People?
I could go on.
I know you could.
Oh my God, I could go on with such a huge.
Don't go on a big rant because I'll have to do a lot of
editing. I just can't even.
But seriously, I mean, who thinks that's a good idea?
It amazes me that you have to have a driver's license to drive a car.
Exactly.
A license to drive a car.
Yeah.
In most places, I think everywhere now, you have to have a license to have a gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess definitely. You don't if you go about it. If you do it the proper way, you have a license to buy a gun. You have to have a license to hunt. You have to have a license to fish. Mm-hmm. You have to show an ID to buy beer. You have to be a certain age to buy beer. But any idiot can have a kid.
Yeah.
I just don't get that.
No.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. Sorry, I knew this was going to light her up. I shouldn't have brought it up.
It's making my eye worse, Karen. Shit, move on.
You know where the hot water is. You can go refill your tea.
I'm going to have a tight spot here in this shawl. My gauge is going to be way off. Don't start a sweater today.
So here's my Solving after I blocked it. There has not been any cutting yet. But look how pretty it blocked.
That is so pretty. Oh, you're going to love this.
Yes.
Are you going to put a zip in this?
No, I'm going to do the button band, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe I'll be brave and do a zipper on the next steeped sweater.
So do you all have plans to when you're going to
We have not. We're waiting for everybody to get finished.
Okay, good.
And most everybody is...
Don't forget. I want to be there to videotape.
I want to be there.
Yeah, I want to be there to lend moral support and videotape.
Oh, yeah, moral support. I'm going to take a picture of you while you're sweating your ass off, cutting a sweater. But I did...
I'll be there to urge you on that you can do it.
These are my little swatches that I made when I was getting ready to do the sweater. And I'm going to... Following the directions in the pattern, which is Soul Bean by MJ Mucklestone. It is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. And I'm going to do the stitching, sewing, and cut it. I'm going to cut these swatches just so I can see what happens when you actually cut it. Because I did these in the round and, of course, cut the yarn. But I want to see what happens. Because I've watched some videos, and in her tutorial, you're going to be doing just 2 lines of stitching. But I watched Arn and Carlos, and he does 1 line of straight stitching and then 1 line of zigzag.
Right.
He said because it makes it stretchier.
Did you watch?
So I'm going to practice.
Did you watch the Fruity Knitting Chicks sticking video that I sent you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Sorry, I thought that was... thought it was lint.
She's rubbing my leg.
Thought it was lint, but it's not. It's your jean, and it's
Stop
on.
touching me.
I bet that's where one of the cats got you.
Oh yeah, one of them was trying to climb up my leg.
That's funny. You say stop touching me. There's a podcast that I watch, and the 2 guys are on there like, "Don't touch me," and they're so off and on. They'll just, "Don't touch me."
So yeah, so I'm gonna do some practicing while everybody else is getting their sweaters finished, and
that way it'll be a little less boob sweaty when the time comes.
Yes. Well, then I'll know what the yarn's going to do.
Right.
Plus, I need to find some ribbon to go. I need like 1/2 inch ribbon.
Yeah.
And I've looked at a couple of stores, but I haven't found anything that floated my boat yet. So I may have to go look on the Zon.
Are you going to do a color that blends in, or are you going to do a contrast color?
I want something pretty. I don't want just a plain piece of ribbon. I was thinking something, with flowers or polka dots or, something
geometric
fun.
Maybe.
Yeah, just something fun to put on the inside. So I'm going to keep looking.
Okie doke.
But that is all my finished stuff.
Okay. Well,
starting to get warm.
So do we want to go to... My lips are a little chappy. To, what do you call those things? Whips?
Yes.
When you were talking about your whip wall. I made a little whip wall too.
Did you?
Well, but now it's the whip floor.
Oh.
Because I've been lazy. Because I'll get them off the... I hung the thingies. If you guys can see the ceiling here behind us, this is weird doing it. It's slanted. And my knitting, I knit and live basically, is slanted that way too. So I hung those things.
The command hooks.
The command hooks up there. And I thought I'll get them off the floor, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that. And then I thought, okay, and then I'd empty a bag and I would put it up there. So now all the whips, because I've been lazy, are on the floor beside my recliner. Yeah, most of them. I think there's one maybe. The rest of them are empty bags. But whichever. It doesn't matter. I got to have somewhere to put the stuff anyway.
Right.
Okay, so, where was I? I am so
Her brain just locked up.
I really,
Whips.
Okay. Whips. All right. So, I just showed you this, which is the Stash Buster shawl. Oh, whipped. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm in now. Woohoo. So, Speckled Fade. Y'all have been seeing this. Stephen West. And I'm doing this with 3 colors from Houghton Knit Yarn. Mama's Got a New Dress, Double Trouble, and I thought I was going to put Blue Devil Cocktail in it. Well, since y'all saw it, I've started the Blue Devil Cocktail. I wasn't sure about it at first, but so this side where my little tea bag is the right side. So where the tea bag is where I was the last time you guys saw it. Since then, I've started the Blue Devil Cocktail. Now, I'm not in love with the way that looks, but if you turn it around on the back side, I like it much better. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like this side much better than
the front
this.
Side
This looks stripy. This doesn't. And had it not been for the fact that I want to have this finished to wear to the Fiber Fest at the end of the month, so I can show it to Shelly and have it finished to show the dyer of Houghton Knit Yarn, I would have waited and gotten something else. But I really wanted to have it finished. And once I did this much of it, I like this side because this end is so muted you can't really see much of a fade.
Right.
So then, depending on what mood I'm in, I can wear this predominantly showing, or if I want some contrast, I can turn it around and use this end.
Right.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And again, this is the shape that I like. It also has this fun detail here, chevron-y detail on it. So hopefully I can get this finished by time to go to Fiber Fest. Well, he basically says to do whatever. He tells you how many garter rows to exchange and then drop, but you can do whatever you want to.
Right.
So I've got this much of the Double Trouble left, and my blue one is at home because it's waiting to go into
your blanket.
Yeah, I'm going to do them side by side, but I didn't have a lot left of the blue, so I want to get down to a little less of this, and then I'll drop it and just continue on with the green. So I think once it goes all green, then it'll be very different. You know what I mean? I can see it hanging this way and this.
Right. Yeah.
I say blah. It's not blah, but you know what I mean.
Right.
It'll be up against all that green, which will be a good contrast, I think. So that's as far as I got with that. So I can move my marker now. My little tea bag from Random Fandom.
Little lemon tea bag.
Yeah, that Karen gave to me for Christmas, I guess.
I think it was
sometime birthday. Yeah, Jamie at Random Fandom makes these. They're so cute. She makes other ones too. I just happen to have the tea bag. Are you getting chilly now?
Yeah.
That almost never happened.
Welcome to menopause.
Yeah, and it's a bitch, isn't it? It is. Although I tell you what, it's been saving on my my heating bill because I don't need the heat nowhere near like I used to. All right, so that's one, and this is living in my Busy Birds maker bag. I love this bag, one of my favorites. You all should go check her out on the Etsy. What?
So you said that on the Etsy.
Yeah.
Grandma, what's for supper?
Where did that come from?
Hee-haw.
Oh.
Where that came from. All right.
All right. Ooh.
So,
You've made some progress, my friend.
I'm working on...
What'd you do?
It shot out of my hand. Oh. It was following your sleighing pattern down there to the floor.
Okay. You want me to hold that while
you
do
Spice
that?
Jacket by Lori Mux. This is Lori Mux Patterns, so it doesn't have a name. Anyhow, this is done in super...
What pattern was it that I was calling something else at one time? And it had a lady's name on there and I didn't see it.
Right, well, I looked, yeah. I'll have to look up and put like a real name on the bottom.
I was calling it whatever she had written down there at the copyright thing, and her name was plain as day on there, and I never saw it.
Yes. Well, her name's not on here. So, This is made out of super bulky weight yarn.
Shawl is. Y'all wait
Yes.
till you see this.
And I looked around at different super bulky weights and decided to go with the yarn that she used, which is the Lion brand Thick and Quick, Wool Ease Thick and Quick.
How much yardage did you need for it?
545 yards.
So if you'd have done hand-dyed bulky.
I didn't want to spend $300 for a vest.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I actually got I keep hearing a ding. Maybe that's your phone. Sorry.
Mine's downstairs.
That's probably what it is. This is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. But it's 106 yards per skein. So I only needed 6.
Right.
And they were on sale.
Hey, can't beat that.
So instead of $300, I only spent like $30.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. So here's the back. It's done in pieces. And it's big. And I'm doing
Stitch
the
marker.
medium. Oh, my little.
Not safe for work.
Right.
From a needle runs through it.
Ha.
Ha. Love it. That's one of my faves.
And I'm doing the medium size. I was going to do the large size because I always overestimate how big I am.
Right.
And I thought, you know what? It's going to stretch because it's 80% acrylic.
Right.
So I'm going to do the medium. And it's a good thing I did because
Yeah.
if I had done... Yeah. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had done the large,
It
I
would have
wouldn't
been a
have...
dress.
It would, and I wouldn't have had to do the front pieces because I think it would have wrapped all the way around me.
Right.
So at least now this will come like that, and there'll be room to sew it, but
Yeah.
and then room to wear something underneath it. You know, it won't be so tight. So
That's pretty. I love the color.
this color is called, I think it's called Spice. Yes.
Sure is. Good memory, Carrie.
Excuse me. Well, it's why it's called Spice Jacket, apparently, because it's not for
Well,
the
there you
Spice
go.
Girls. So,
Dude,
But I
that
thought-
would wrap around 3 Spice Girls.
yes, it would. And it's done on size 13 needles, so it's going pretty quickly. I did the whole back of this in like 2 days,
Mm,
just knitting at night.
right.
So, and I've gotten. I have the ribbing done for the front,
For one of the
one of the
fronts.
fronts, and I have my little cup of coffee from the gnome knitter when she had her little second grab bag thing.
Mhm.
You
How
didn't,
often does
you
she
didn't
do
get
that?
to pick. I don't know. I think she did this like last summer.
Hmm.
You didn't get to pick. You just send her money, and she sends you.
Whatever she wants to.
Well, yeah, she sends you whatever ones she has. So I got. I sent her enough for 2. And I got a cup of coffee and bacon and eggs.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's really cute. And it's kind of fun because it's like a surprise. You send $20 and you get some cool stuff back. So there's that. So what else are you working on?
Oh, I got lots of stuff. I only brought a few today because I've given some love to a lot of different ones, but I just really didn't want to drag everybody down here today. So hang on one second. Let me get
Okay.
this part done before I forget.
Well,
where
here,
I'm
I'll
at.
show you one more thing while she's
There you go.
getting to the end. This is the RO's, oops, next pair of socks. Get in there, needle. Just vanilla socks. I do 68 stitches for him on a 2.25 needle. And this is Felici self-striping from Knit Picks.
That's a pretty colorway.
And this is the Hawaiian shirt colorway. And then I used some yellow of the stroll fingering. I'm going to use that for the cuffs, heels, and toes. And this is the stroll fingering in dandelion. And I do his socks just like I do all socks. I do them concurrently magic loop on 2 separate needles. And I do 20 rows on one and 20 rows on the other. And then I do heel, heel, and then foot, foot.
All right, I do that with, I do like if it's a pattern sock, I'll do a pattern repeat on one, and then I'll do a pattern repeat on the other. And
I do the same. It keeps you, for me, it keeps me from having second sock syndrome.
Yep, same here.
So, this Felici though, they got a little sloppy with the dye. See how the yellow,
which would be cool if it was like that on all of it.
Right.
I mean, that little spot wouldn't bother me if it was.
No, and it doesn't really bother me at all, anyhow, because he wears the heck out of his socks. So, and these can go. I put these in the washing machine and the dryer.
Right.
The Felici. So.
Well. And at least he's. I mean, he is knitworthy when it comes to socks.
Oh gosh, yes.
He loves them. He almost like can't wait for you to finish. He's hovering over waiting for you to finish a pair.
When I finished these purple ones for me, he was like, "What about me?" I'm like, "Dude, seriously?
2 to 1, you get a pair of socks before I do."
And it was like, you got 2 pair of socks in December.
Yeah, to my 1 pair, you get 2 pairs.
Right. Like, yeah. So.
Okay, so I did that whip.
Okay.
Now I did this. Okay. So, next whip is my Birds of a Feather, aka Fuzzy Uterus. That's what she calls it.
Does it still look like that?
Well, let me just pull it out the bag and show
Lordy.
you. Oh, I did want to say one thing, and this reminded me. See this little piece of yellow tape down here? I can't, I want to show you all the pattern, but I may have talked about this before. I can't remember. Saw it today, reminded me. That, to me, is one of the most used tools in my arsenal, so to speak.
Wait, your Post-it tape?
My Post-it tape. It comes like this.
Mm-hmm.
At the Staples or wherever sells office supplies, and word of whatever. If you go to the Staples in New Bern, North Carolina, it is not where you think it's going to be.
No.
It's not with the Post-it notes, the other 9,000 kinds of Post-it note things and tape and all that kind of stuff. It's way back in the back right-hand corner with the filing crap. Now, why they put it there, I don't know. But anyway, that's where it is. So I bank on the fact sometimes, I probably shouldn't have told y'all that, because I go there sometimes thinking, oh, I wonder if they're out. Now that everybody knows.
Now they know where to find it, so you're screwed.
Anyway, love it. I don't know how many rolls of this. Whenever I usually give a Christmas gift to one of my nitty friends, I'll throw a roll in there because I use it so much. Because you can write on it. You can erase it off and you can write on it again and that kind of thing. So
it's great for when you're doing charts.
Right.
Because
and it sticks, it sticks back. It's not like the Post-it note that only has the sticky up at the top and then you get all this Post-it note. The whole thing is sticky. So it stays stuck until you've used it several times and a bunch of fibers gotten underneath it, and then it's just time to get a new piece. But yeah, it's, to me, that's what I would cry if I could never use that stuff again. Okay, so here is the Birds of a Feather. So I've gotten this far now. It's just looking like a bigger uterus.
It is.
But
giant uterus.
So anyway, yeah, this is knit in my...
It's really pretty though.
Mohair and sock yarn that I dyed myself just for this, called Birds of a Feather. I'm using a size, whatever she says, needle. A size 6.
This reminds me of something that little Taylor S. would wear, because she wears all the pretty romantic stuff.
Right.
And this just looks like her.
But it's a lot of fun to do. It's a lot of fun to do. So this is like mindless knitting for me now. When I'm in this like garter section.
Right.
Because all I have to remember is to think about that middle thing, which we talked about the last time. But yeah, it is. It's growing. It's getting bigger. But it does look like what Karen said.
How big is it supposed to get?
With fallopian tubes and everything.
Done.
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't even want to look at that. If I look at that, I'll probably...
It's going to be big, isn't it?
But, yep. So here's the mohair. And here's the... Let's
It's really pretty colors.
Thing. And that's by Andrea Mowry, called Birds of a Feather. I'm sure if you watch a lot of podcasts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to say I'd knit it again right now, but it's different.
Right.
So
maybe someday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different knit. It's fun because it's done in sections, which I like because I feel like I've accomplished something when I get through a section.
Is somebody coming?
No, I just wasn't used to the
Because
door
there's
being
nobody
open
in here
and the light. The light caught my eye. I'm not used to the door being open.
So there's not supposed to be anybody in this house but us and the
maybe
cats.
Some restless
and they're
spirits.
all under the bed because she's
maybe
here.
Some restless spirits wandering.
Well, we're the first owners of this house, the only ones. So
You never know what happened on this ground before you built the house. Could be like, what was that movie? Poltergeist. Remember?
Could be. Okay.
Wood.
I've gone through that big old basket over there. Is all projects that I have purchased in the past. And I have the pattern and the yarn. They're all in little yarn bags in there. And then they just sit there because I buy new stuff. And I work on that
It's
instead.
a collection.
It's a collection. That's right. Who said that was pretty funny that buying yarn and using yarn are like two different hobbies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
They are most definitely.
Yep.
But I decided from now on, when I buy something, a new yarn to start a new project, I'm also going to take a project out of that basket at the same time and start it. So, I don't know.
I've got to have the willpower to just catch up with whips before I go with that plan.
Well, I did. That's what I did when I caught up with whips, and there was nothing on that wall, and now it's filling back up again. This is the Little Linen Stitch Bag by Cindy Walker of Stony Hill Fiber Arts.
That is super cute.
And she will be at the Carolina Fiber Fest.
That is super cute.
And she does cotton yarn, all different.
Excuse me.
And I bought this kit at the very first Fiber Fest that I ever went to. That was like, what, 5 years ago?
Is that the same one where you and I and we were...
No, that was, I went with Suzanne and Cindy at the very first one.
That's right. Because it was in a different place.
Yes, it was in Sanford instead of Raleigh.
Right.
Yes. So, here's what I have. I've picked these three colors.
Pretty.
Of her cotton. And it's the Southern Bales 100% combed organic cotton. And I have it in natural. Oh, well, she doesn't have colors on here. Oh, wait.
Golden brown.
Golden brown. Hyacinth and natural. So here's how far I've gotten.
Cute. That's going to be really pretty when it's done.
Yes. And it's not supposed to be really big. It's only going to be about 6 inches tall. So I'm about a third of the way there.
That could be a sock sack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, and it's fun. It's just linen stitch. And you do some eyelets right here and right here if you want to put in
as avatar.
Well, pretty, and for, what do you call it?
You do
an eye cord at the end. Yeah.
Oh, a loop.
And it'll go through the,
whatever you want to call it.
It'll go through the second line of eyelets. So, I thought it was really pretty.
It is pretty. I can't wait to see it finished.
Yes.
That'll be super cute. I love linen stitch. So here's the next one. So, Saturday. Excuse me.
I think it was the 4th of July.
I went down to the Knit Nook to drop off a yarn order for Lisa. And while I was there, she showed me this pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. About time. Free pattern on Ravelry by Tin Can Knits called The World's Simplest Mittens. Now, I've done the fingerless gloves. I did those for Christmas presents this past year in 2018. And I figured I'd been wanting thinking about a mitten pattern. I'd been searching mittens on the internet. Actually, this was in my library when I got home and looked. This was in my library. But sometimes it helps to see something that someone has done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I decided that I wanted to knit some. So
because we're doing any of you local peeps at the Knit Nook down in Morehead City on Wednesdays from 2 to 4, we're doing a gift knitting knit along. And there's no fee or anything. You just come and hang out, and we're picking a pattern every month. So by December, you'll have some gifts stashed
And
away.
do you need? I know you said there's no fee for the coming to do it, but do you need to buy your supplies from
well,
her?
she asked, not your needles if you already have them,
Right,
But
yeah,
yarn.
well, that makes sense.
We asked that you purchase the
That's
yarn.
a good deal.
Yeah.
So I got the yarn, and I bought some yarn. Went home and got the pattern, and I got this much done Saturday afternoon. It probably took me about 3 hours.
Yeah,
4
Lisa
hours
said
maybe.
she got the toddler size mitten done in like a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
But I got this much done in about, and I wasn't going super fast. I wasn't trying, whatever. But
it'd be great TV knitting.
Yep, I got that much of it done. I can't wait to. Ironically enough, I bought this.
Our new favorite
yarn. I bought this color. I had one at home when I got home.
Did you?
Yeah.
And look, it matches your sweater
I know. So I got up to the thumb part where I put the stitches on a waist yarn, and now I'm just knitting the rest of the hand, which I don't think I got a whole lot.
Nice they fit.
What
What size are you doing?
I'm doing the adult small.
Okay.
So I don't think I probably have that much more. Well, you probably don't start decreasing until like right up here, right? So I think I have to knit like 3 3.75 inches. Yeah, I got to knit 3 3/4 inches to of the hand from here, I think.
And the nice part about Tin Can Knits, they have tutorials for just about all their patterns.
Well, and a lot of theirs come with multiple sizes. Like this particular pattern comes with not only multiple sizes, but multiple yarn weights too.
Right.
And
that's great.
That is wonderful, because if you want to make a pair and you don't have worsted but you have DK, then there's on there. If you want to do fingering, and they're all right there: worsted, fingering, DK, and chunky. So and all of it's there. The tutorials are there. It's just a.
And the sizes are from toddler to adult large.
Yeah. So you can't.
And it's a free pattern.
Can't beat it. So yep, I got that much
and
done.
Is it simple? It says
it is simple. Yeah. Well, it is. So far. I haven't gotten to the thumb part yet, but I can't see that being anything major. So yep. So far, so good. So far it's super duper simple.
Well, have you ever done a fingerless mitt where you picked up stitches to do the thumb?
No.
No.
Because
you only do
I do the one that you turned me on to. That's just already there, and you just
bind off.
You just bind them off, and then that part's done. Yeah. So no, I haven't. So that was one reason I wanted to do a pair of mittens, was to do that. But apparently I like this color.
Apparently you do.
So I got this down at the Knit Nook. This is the Barocca Ultra Wool. I'm using a size 7 needle. 5 was the cast on. And Lisa, I remember to switch needle sizes. Good call on reminding me about that. The pattern. And while I was there, I picked up this super cool, probably one of a kind, if not one of a kind, one of a kind knitting bags that she has there. So pretty. So pretty. So I picked that up along with the yarn and the needles. Yep. Which are Chagu 32 inch I got. 32 inch Chagus. So, yep. It's fun. I don't know if this will be my Christmas present knitting, because everybody I'm doing it for lives down here, and we don't really get a lot of mitten weather. Right. You know what I mean? Maybe if I did them in fingering weight, but then that's a lot of knitting.
DK weight.
Yeah, so I need to come up with a different idea, I think, for maybe I'll do the slippers, because I only gifted 1 pair of those.
Yeah.
2 pairs of those.
I have a ton of Cascade 220 sport weight yarn that it had an issue with the dye lot, and it was replaced, but I didn't want the other one sent back. So I have a bunch of it over there, and I was thinking of making like the toddler and child size mittens and then donating.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, they do the backpack blessings here, or
that would be a
I'm
great
sure
idea.
Religious Community Services or something like that,
Right,
would take them.
So again, I got all of that down at the Knit Nook in Morehead City. If you're local to us, anywhere near around, it's worth the drive. She just opened up. April will be a year. But she's added a lot of new things. She has a lot of, she's got Blue Sky. She's got Malabrigo. The one that you gave me that I love, the Shetland.
Oh, the Shetland, yeah, West Yorkshire spinners.
Yeah, that's really nice. She's just got a lot of nice yarn down there. And she's the only place where my hand dyed is at the moment is at the Knit Nook. So, and I just dropped off
She did. She dropped off some rust, pumpkin-y color with matching, the yak with the matching mohair.
Did you like that?
I did.
I just thought I just spit on us. I told Lisa, I dropped off bulky worsted and some yak. And some mohair. And the mocha swirl, I told Lisa, I said, Karen's going to love this one. I knew you'd like the brown because you like brown. I knew you'd like the other, but
yeah. I like it.
Yeah, she sold some of it, she said, that day.
Know.
So it was funny, she sent me a message. I already sold some of the brown one, and it wasn't a Karen.
It wasn't Karen.
Because Karen loves anything brown.
I do.
If you've been watching this podcast a while, you know
I like rusts and browns and
fall colors. So that, I believe that concludes my works in progress.
Okay, well, I have a few more. Because I've finished my whip wall, and heaven forbid there should be an empty hook.
Well, no, you can't have that.
So I started another baby sweater.
Is this for an actual baby, or is this
for a class that I am teaching?
Oh, okay. But then are you going to gift it to someone, or is it going to be for
I think it's going to be a shop sample.
Okay.
This is
pretty.
The We Won Welcome Set sweater. This is the easiest baby sweater. I would recommend it as for anybody who has never done a cardigan before. It's great construction, easy to follow pattern. Look how cute.
That is super cute.
This is the Hayfield Baby Blossom yarn.
Question.
And
is that the same sweater? Okay. Back up. You won a ball of this yarn in a different colorway.
Yes.
In a prize pack from down there, right? From the Knit Nook. Is this the same sweater that you knit with?
Yes. Look. Oh, there's a kitty. Is she going to come in?
It almost never happens.
I know. Sophie. She's like, I really like to come in there, but I'm not sure.
I don't bite.
Sophie.
That is so funny. They
I know.
Scatter like roaches when you turn a light on when I walk in this house.
They are antisocial cats. They're scaredy cats.
Literally. Like
that's
the
like
only
doing
one,
a commando crawl down the hallway.
That's like the only one I ever see when I come here. I know the other two are here, but she's the only one I ever see. There must be a shadow or something. That must be.
Kitty.
She ain't coming in here.
She ain't coming in here. Nope. Yes, that is. It's the same yarn and the same.
Is that the
same pattern?
Okay.
It's the We Won Welcome Set.
Yeah, that's super cute.
And the it's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry, and it comes with a pattern for a hat and booties as well as a sweater. They call for a size 3 and 4, but I'm a tight knitter, and if I used a size 3 and 4 with DK weight yarn, it would be like a weighted vest on the poor baby. It'd be like Kevlar, you know?
Right.
So I use a size 5 and 6 when I do it.
I know you said it, but is that a free pattern or?
It is paid for.
It's a paid for
pattern. Okay. And this is the Baby Blossom DK.
That's a really good looking yarn.
This is shade 360. It's a acrylic and nylon blend. Yeah,
Yep.
70-30. And by Serdar. And it's really cute because it makes the pattern for you. And I haven't
really cool.
had to do any fussy cutting, as I call it, yet to get the pattern to come out. And I'm right here at the garter stitch border, and it's going to have the little, I don't think it's flowery in the green, it's more of a leafy pattern.
You were working on that Saturday that I was there, and you
I
hadn't
hadn't even separated for the sleeves
Yeah,
yet.
I was going to say you didn't have very much done.
Right.
Because I couldn't really see the yarn patterning.
Right, no. I hadn't even separated for the
That'd
sleeves.
be cute for a little boy.
That's what I was thinking, maybe with some little leaf buttons.
Yep.
So.
Those little blue jeans that you did.
Yes.
If y'all didn't see last episode, I think that's where she showed them.
Right.
Go and look. Those little blue jeans are so stinking cute.
So
are those
easy.
the ones? Did you send those to somebody?
No, they're hanging up in.
Okay, they're hanging up down there at the. Okay, yeah, they are so stinking cute. I don't even have anybody that I want to knit any for, but I almost want to knit them. I could put them in the box that I haven't started yet for my future grandchild.
Possible your maybe baby.
My maybe
like
baby.
I have.
Yeah.
Then I decided to do this spring tulip dishcloth. This is also going to be one of the gift knitting projects.
At the Knit Nook
At
on
the
Wednesdays
Knit
from
Nook.
2 to 4.
There you go. And this one is just...
Is it a paid for pattern?
No, it's free. I know, I was stopping to think for a second. I was like, it's a free pattern, and it's just charted. But do I leave that in here? Oh, I have written it out. I went through and writing it out, just in case anybody like locks up when they look at a chart.
Like me?
Yeah. So, this is how far I have gotten with it.
Oh, I got a funny story.
And it's really cute. You have the little garter edge, and then you have a little seed stitch part. And
is
then
that
you
the front?
have... Oh yeah, that's the back. There you go.
Well, it could be either way, couldn't it?
It could be. I mean, it's... But the pattern stands out more on the front.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
There we go. There it is. And it's got the two little lines to separate it all. So it would be a cute Mother's Day gift with a little fancy piece of soap or something.
Yep.
And this is done in Blue Sky Fibers Skinny Cotton. And I don't think I have the... Oh, I do have the tag. It's still in the middle of the ball. Come back. So this is...
Oh, we have matching bags today.
Blue Sky Fibers Organic Skinny Cotton. And this is the Birch colorway. You see? Birch. And this is nice yarn. I didn't think I was going to like it at first when I first started knitting with it. It almost feels like a little bit of linen in it.
I know. That's what I thought the other day when I felt it.
But it's 100% cotton.
Maybe because it's organic. Maybe there's something.
Because it's not processed, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe not coated with anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, 100% certified organic cotton. So yes.
That would make a cute. That would make even. That would be a good even Christmas gift knitting.
Well, yeah. Again, with a little fancy piece of soap or something. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, here's your needle minder.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so.
Because I ran out of rubber bands. So I have to use my little double point hole.
It's going to be a while before I live that one down.
It is. It is.
It's all right. You know what? Necessity is the mother of invention.
That is true.
So you do what you do when you do, how you do.
It's better than losing your stitches.
Right on, sister.
That's right.
Okay, so is that all for whips?
Wait, I have one more.
Dang.
I started this last night. Any of you that watch The Crazy Sock Lady, you've seen that she made this rainbow ripple baby blanket.
I did see that.
It
was really pretty.
Her soon-to-be niece. And this is a free pattern on Ravelry.
It's crocheted. It's crocheted.
It's crocheted.
Crocheted.
By Celeste Young. And I bought, and I have learned I am truly a yarn snob, because I bought these Karen cakes to make it.
It's got your name on it.
I know. I think she used the mandala.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yep. And I know this because it's fresh in my memory from
watching it.
Yep.
So it's really pretty, and
yeah, it is.
In the pattern, you're supposed to change colors,
right?
You know, actual change colors, and do a little bit of white in between each color. But I'm just going with it because I don't really have anybody to give this to. I just thought it would be fun. But I started using this last night, and I was texting Kay. I'm like, I hate the way this feels. That I hope,
every yarn has its place.
I'm just hoping it'll soften up a little bit if I wash it.
Well, maybe if you throw some fabric softener in with it.
Yeah, but if it doesn't, then it'll.
Every yarn, but
I won't give it to a baby.
Look at it this way: when the apocalypse happens, this will still be around.
Well, you know, and it might soften up because those Afghans I have on the couch downstairs, the pink one and the yellow and cream one, they were knit by my mother probably
100 years ago.
30 to 40 years ago.
Wow.
And I've used them, and the kid used them, and now the cats love them. Oh, the dogs use them, and now the cats fight over them. But they are soft. They are softer than this. It's not, well,
it's the feel of it.
It's just the feel of it. And I don't know if my hands were tired last night, because my hands were kind of itching.
It doesn't feel too bad like this.
No.
But I guess after working with it, it probably, and it doesn't feel bad like this.
No.
It may be overexposure to it.
It might be. And like I said, my hands might have been
the next time you pick it up to do it, it might not feel as as ick to you as it did. You know what I mean?
But this pattern is going quickly, because I started this last night after dinner and got this much done before I went to bed.
I wouldn't even get the center thing done because I don't know how to crochet.
Well, yeah, that could be fun. But it's a fun pattern, and look how pretty it looks. So, we'll see.
All right, so you know how every other Sunday all of my family comes over for dinner. We do family dinner around the old 100-and-some-year-old Lazy Susan table. So, if anybody who knows me knows that I suck at math. I hate math. Anything that's math involved turns me off. That's one of the reasons why I put off learning how to knit for so long. Was because I was afraid there was math involved. Because I'd look at patterns. And I'd see all these numbers. And I would just go, oh, anyway. So I just hate math. Well, the other day at work, I was having to try to figure out. The price with a reverse discount. Like, I needed to know what the real retail price was without the discount. And I knew there was a way to do it, but God knows I hate math. So, so I went on, I Googled it, and it told me how to do it. So I was sitting around the table yesterday. I said, y'all, I did math this week. And my sister-in-law, who is a certified math teacher, like teaching the big maths, like calculus and trig and all that, she's like, she looks up, my brother looks up, and then Hannah says, voluntarily?
I say no. I had to do it.
Oh my God! She goes, voluntarily, and I was like, yep. And she's like, oh God. And they were like, whoo. And then I had to explain what I did. It was just so funny though, because even a 12-year-old knows how bad I am at math and how much I hate it. Because it was like, I did math this week, y'all, and they're like, she's voluntarily.
Did you do it right?
Yeah. Well, that was my brother's question. My sister-in-law was just looking at me. She's letting me explain how and why.
So I have this also in my Havelock Zoo bag that was made for me by my friend Caroline.
That's
with all the kitties. This is the kitty that was just out in the hallway.
Yeah, she wouldn't come in.
She's gone. Yep. She's the big girl. She was probably looking for food.
Ooh. You know,
she likes to eat.
They leave out of here like shot cats when I roll up.
Yes.
All right, so is that all the...
That is all the whips.
Okay, so let's...
Look at me, I'm just like...
The other day, a week ago, I had seen, I don't know why I had that I needed a knitting book on the brain. You know what I mean? I don't know why I did, but I did. And I went to Books A Million. I was so disappointed. Their books, not magazine area, but the craft book area, they had next to nothing for knitting books. Oh, I was so disappointed. Because, I mean, I was ready to, like, buy a book.
Right.
Or, like, a Lane magazine or Lion, however how you pronounce it, or Pom Pom or something like that. Well, they had none of that. But, for whatever reason, I don't know, I picked up, what issue is this? This is the Spring 2018 Knit Scene magazine. I don't know if I picked it up because of the color of this on here.
Spring 2018?
That's what it says. Spring 2018.
Oh.
Display until April 2019. Maybe that's a misprinted one because it says display until April 8th, 2019. Maybe this is the spring
2019.
Well, anyway, if you go looking for the magazine, it's probably on the shelf now, and look for this chick right here. This is probably why I picked it up, because of the color of this and whatnot. So I'm thumbing through, just looking to see what they have. Actually, I didn't even get to thumb through. I just picked it up, and it fell open to, now I'm having to thumb through. It fell open to this. And this is an article about my favorite yarn dyer, one of my favorite yarn dyers, Shelly at Haute Knit Yarn. And that's her cute little kid there with her. Elle, isn't that what they call her? Isn't that her name, Elle?
Eloise.
I think that's right. Eloise, yep. And so, yeah, I thought that was fun, and I thought it was ironic that I would have probably never picked this magazine up, except for this. And when I did, and it opened up right to Shelly's article.
That's very cool.
Isn't that awesome?
I saw she had posted on Instagram, I think Instagram or Facebook or something, saying that she was in that magazine.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
See, I missed that, because when I posted it when I found it on my IG.
Yeah.
Indie dyers who rock. Yep. Love it.
That's pretty cool.
That is very cool. So I can't wait to see her at the end of this month at the Carolina Fiber Fest. That'll be fun.
I purchased at the Knit Canuck Saturday. She got in some of the Regia Perfect yarn. And this is the autumn colorway. And this one's the rainbow.
They're
colorway.
pretty. I almost bought one.
I have never used this before, so I thought I would give it a try. She got the self-striping ones, and then one that has some sort of pattern in it.
Kind of like Farrow, but not really a whole lot of Farrow. More like just some dots and dashes here and there.
Arne and Carlos.
Arne, yeah.
Anyhow, I brought these home, and the RO looked at them, and he grabbed this, and he said, I want this one.
See, this would be the one I would buy.
Yeah.
This would be me.
And I love these colors, so we'll see. Probably could get a pair of socks for him. And maybe even, well, I don't know. Probably
as
not
big as his feet are.
Big as his feet are. Nah. But we'll see. I've never used it before, so I'll have to see how it works.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
All right, so let's see. Stash, booty call. So I was jealous of Karen all last year because she was in the Yarn of the Month Club from Cozy Knitter. So this year, when I saw this was a Yarn of the Month, I got some extra cash for Christmas, and I thought, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So
it's fun.
Yep, it is fun. And I joined the Northbound Knitting. That's Lisa Much's, the one who, the Slain Shawl I showed earlier today. This is her yarn.
Okay.
She has a yarn colorway that I have lusted over for ever since I've known about her, called Metallurgy. I'm going to buy some one day. It's grays and yet golds. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some of it. But she had 3 different clubs. I think one was speckle, one was grays, and there's a third one. And you can go and check them out now. She still has them. The next 3-month one is coming up for sale, so you can go ahead and pre-order that. But I did the grays. So this was the first one. This was December's. It's called Winter Cabin. And I thought February's would be here and I could show y'all today, but it's not. So there's some green in there, some browns and grays. So that's probably chocolate brown. But yeah, I love it. I think it's so pretty. I can't wait to see what the next gray. I want to wait till I get all three of them to see
if they go together for like a shawl or something.
Yeah, see what I could do with them all together, because
that makes sense.
Yep. So, and this is the 100% superwash merino 400 yard. What does she call it? Superwash merino fingering is what she calls it. So, yep.
Pretty.
Yep. So I wish you watch. I'll go home today, and February's will be in the mailbox.
It will. That's always what happened with the Cozy Knitter when we podcasted.
Yeah.
And then I got my neighbor Petra came over and said, I have some sock yarn that I'm not using, and I'm probably not going to be knitting socks. She does a lot of commission knitting.
Oh, really?
And she said she was kind of over socks.
Okay.
And you know, they're not cost effective if you're making them to sell.
Right, no.
So she said, I have some sock yarn, and I think that would make great socks for the RO. And so she gave me these.
That would make great socks for the RO.
Regia, 2 skeins of that. And this is a 75-25.
I can't wait to see that knit up.
Yes. I know. I'm interested in seeing it too, because it's got just a little
bits of color here and there.
Yeah, just little flecks here and there, so it should be interesting. So she gave me that, and then she gave me this sock and wool.
Shut up.
Yes.
Awesome.
And there's 4
2
skeins.
yeah.
2 skeins of each color, and you can do a plain pair or a stripy pair. I would probably end up doing the stripy and then using the solid for like heels, toes, and cuffs. Yeah. Because I'm thinking knitting a whole dark blue.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's like knitting black.
Yes. So I thought that was really sweet of her. She's like, I tried to give her some money for them, and she was like, nope, just take it.
Okay. So my next booty call was a gift from my gorgeous friend Z. Came with this beautiful card that was handcrafted by a lady named Cynthia. And nothing on the inside except her sweet note to me. So I thought that was really cool. The colors on it, the yellow. I don't know why I'm really big into yellow and gray right now, and I don't even know that that's my color. But anyway, I love that. So she went to Vogue Knitting Live. So while she was at Vogue, she picked up a Vogue Knitting Live Notions pouch for me. And there's also some New York stitch markers in there.
Oh, cool.
And she brought me back a pair of socks. And if 4-letter words, and especially the F-bomb, bother you, then look away and turn the sound down. She brought me a pair of socks from Stephen B's booth that say, fuck off, I'm knitting. That's on the foot, and this is on the leg. And
Those
when
are really cute.
Which I'll see if it's in the notes. She said, I thought of you while I was in New York attending Vogue Knitting Live. The socks are from Stephen B. You are my one friend that can appreciate these socks. I've wanted some of
your
these
mom's
for the
not going to
longest
like
time.
that.
I don't care.
She'll come up and you can just hold your feet up.
Yep. Yep. But I thought it was funny. She's like, you're the one friend I have that'll appreciate them. Look, there's Stephen B. on the sock also.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they are cool. It's. I haven't seen her in a long time. We've talked some, but it's funny. It's cool when you have friends who you haven't talked to in a long time.
Yeah.
Who absolutely, positively know you. So yeah, that was super cool.
Really nice
it was
of
very
her.
sweet of her. I've got to get a box ready for her to send to her.
So is that it?
Now I can wear them. I've been holding off wearing them for the last several weeks because I didn't want to goof them up for the podcast.
I was thinking
that
I had
all?
more than that for booty call, but I guess not.
Well, I bought a couple of balls of the Ultra Wool Saturday, but I mean it's just another green color. There's nothing to write home about. Funny that I had that one color already in my stash though. Oh, well,
My tummy growl.
excuse you. I have a little dream knitting here that I'm thinking about.
Okay, let's see it.
It's the
Oh yeah.
This is a pay-for pattern. It's a cardigan by Mary Annarella, and it's called
She's Lyrical Knits.
Yeah, Lyrical Knits. So I don't think there's any information on here. Nope. But it's a long cardigan with pockets, and it's basically a rib body with stockinette sleeves, it looks like. I haven't really gotten into it too much. I brought it for Karen to help me with some construction stuff that I'm not sure about. But I did a swatch, and according to my decent knitter friend, my swatch is pretty good. It'll work for me. It's not bang on, but it'll work. And this is Elsbeth Lavold silky wool that a former client gifted me. She gave me 2 sweater quantities. This color and like a denim. I think that one's called denim. This one I don't remember what the color of it is. But that's what this sweater calls for. And I've been looking for something to use up that, because it's just been sitting. I mean, it's great yarn. It's wool and silk, and why not? But I just haven't found anything. So hopefully that will be a future cast on for a sweater, to use up that yarn and to get a cardigan, another cardigan, which I would like to have, because now that the menopause thing is hit, I'm lucky I hadn't had to come out of this. So cardigans are the way to go when it comes to that. And this is in my bag that Karen made me with my needle minder. Ha!
Right. Ha! Is your bunny bag too? Because Easter is coming.
You have your bunny bag.
I do have my bunny bag.
Did you show your bunny bag earlier?
Mine.
I know you had it out, but...
Yeah. Mine has purple inside. Hers has yeller.
Yep, yeller. Yeller's a theme today.
It is.
So, maybe after we're done with the podcast, you'll help me figure that out.
Yes.
And I think...
Is that it?
It's all for me.
It's all for
I
me
got.
too. Except...
What?
There is one more thing.
Oh. Do I need to move?
Nope. There's one more thing. I put them in here so I wouldn't forget. So Lisa, the owner of Nook, our friend, was catching up on our podcast.
Okay.
And she was watching. And she gave me these to give to you.
Oh, jeez. I'm scared.
Hold out, finish your row.
Oh.
Or not finish your row, but you have to hold out your hands. She said, here, take these to Susan.
Oh my God. That is great. So she must have just...
apparently she has no point protectors. And she's pitiful. She wanted me to bring like the whole dish of them and like Mr. Moose you, like the tennis balls on Captain Kangaroo, or like ping pong balls.
Except then we'd have had to gotten down on the floor to
pick them up.
And that
was my thought. I was
oh
like,
my gosh, look! Stick it right up the bear's ass. Oh, they're too big. These are too big.
Yeah, I don't know what sizes.
Those will work.
Baby,
those will work.
Know.
Those are super huge.
Those are really huge. Yeah.
Yeah. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lisa. You know what's
what
so
in the
funny?
world, Susan? Did you use rubber bands for her
What's so
needles?
funny is when I was down there the other day, she has down there these little, we'll just call them little mini notions kits. They have some point protectors in them. They had a
tapestry needle
and a knit Nook button. And what else did y'all put in?
Stitch markers.
Yeah, stitch markers. And they were like, I don't know, $6 for the thing. And I almost bought one because of the point protectors. And I thought, nah. I bought a tape measure and I bought some other stuff. I thought, nah, I'll just wait on that. And so that's hilarious. Thank you, Lisa. That's funny. Oh, I need some big ones too for Jason's blanket.
Right.
I don't have any for that.
There you go.
That's a size 13.
Well, you can shove them right up the bear's butt.
There we go. Woohoo!
Oh, I didn't put it back there.
Nope.
Now
So,
we have...
now we're to the beer tasting segment.
That's right, and I made sure to have a beer this time. Last time we didn't have a beer.
And thank you so much.
It was really sad.
Thank you so much to the people who commented on ideas for beers on our Ravelry page. We probably forgot to say that we do have a Ravelry group on Ravelry Full of Knit Podcast. And there's a thread on there that you can suggest beers for us to try.
Right.
Also, if anybody has any knit-along ideas, we're thinking about doing a knit-along. We think we have an idea. We haven't really landed on anything solid just yet. We think we got one. But if y'all have any ideas of anything you'd like to do a knit-along on, let us know.
Yeah.
What else?
And tell your friends to like and subscribe, because we're over 400, and when we get to 500, we're going to give away that cute drop stitch yarn box.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants that, get your friends to subscribe.
Yep. And I might even throw in a skein of hand dyed also.
Oh, well, there you go, people. Come on.
5 hummet. We don't need.
So today,
but 5 hummet.
We have tried Dragon's Milk before.
Oh, it was yummy.
Which is a bourbon barrel aged stout. But this is a reserve limited edition Dragon's Milk that is orange chocolate and aged in a bourbon barrel.
Orange chocolate. Is that the one that the person suggested? No. Somebody.
Yeah. No, a shout out to Phoenix Fire Knits.
Yeah.
On Instagram. She was thinking of us while she was drinking a Dragon's Milk.
And making s'mores.
And we were like, yeah.
Is that the, well, who suggested this one, though?
Oh, I don't know. I just found this one at
the
Bruin
in Newbern
Beer Bar and Bottle Shop in Newbern, North Carolina.
Would you look at there?
Look at they fit nice. Look, it even matches.
Is that how they're supposed to work?
That is how they're supposed to work.
They're not supposed to come out the end, right?
They are not.
Look at there. Thanks, Lisa. Now I feel like a real knitter. No, I'm a real boy.
You're a real boy.
What else?
So Dragon's Milk is made by New Holland Brewing, which is brewed in Holland, Michigan.
Awesome.
Surprise.
And you found this at the...
And this is from the Bruin. And it's 11% alcohol by volume.
Okay, so if you are a new viewer to the podcast, when Karen and I first started out doing this podcast, one of the things that was different about our podcast is that we tried... Can't be left out. I definitely get the orange. Ooh, I get the alcohol too. What is the volume alcohol volume?
11%.
Shut the
front door.
Anywho, I was always a domestic beer drinker. You know, Michelob Ultra,
and I was
Corona,
sad because of that.
And she's always been, as long as I've known her. I won't say always because she was a child at one time. As long as I've known her, she's been a craft beer. And I would be like, ugh. And she would be like, ugh. And so when we started doing this podcast, it was to get me to try craft beer and see if I liked it or liked it. And some of them, if you go back and look, I've made some god-awful faces. There was one that we both hated, but I think you thought that was because it was a skunk beer.
Yeah,
which
that
meant
one
it was bad.
The beer was not good.
So I've learned a lot about alcohol or craft beer doing this podcast. I actually now think that I prefer... I am not saying I wouldn't drink a domestic because I'm not a beer snob.
Right.
But if no more than I drink beer, if I'm going to drink it, it's going to be something different.
Right. Like, something that tastes good, something that has flavor.
Well, I like Stella Artois. That's a Belgian beer.
That's a good beer.
Yeah, that's a better beer.
That's
as much
one
as you
I would
for
drink.
Fat Tire. But not the, as she calls them, horse piss beers. So this is good, but it's got, you can tell the alcohol in there.
Yeah, that's good.
If you got an ulcer in your mouth, that'll take care of it.
It'll cauterize it right there.
Woo, yeah, because I'm thinking back. The very first beer we tried was 1050, and that's because it was 10.5% alcohol. So that's since that was my very first one, that's like my baseline for up or down.
And she really liked that one.
I did really like that one. We actually drank a lot of that one because I spent the night that night.
Yeah, we drank the whole 6-pack, I think.
Yeah, because that was the very first podcast we ever did. Does it come in a 6-pack? I thought it came in a
4-pack. I'm sorry, we drank the whole 4.
Oh man, I remember. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have a hangover the next day. But anyway, So that's what I gauge the alcohol thing on. So this one is 11%, which is a half a time more, a half a thingy more. And I can taste the alcohol on this one.
It's good. Dessert beer. If you had a nice piece of chocolate cake or something.
Or vanilla ice cream. This poured over vanilla ice cream. And I've also learned that with stouts and other beers, you don't drink them cold. Like I always wanted mine ice cold, out of the freezer, a little bit slushy cold. These guys you don't drink cold.
You do not.
So
you drink them at cellar temperature, which is considered 55 to 60 degrees. You all right? Got your arm steady there, girlfriend?
It's making my eye twitch. It's good. It's just very different. I guess because this is the strongest one I've ever had. Because up until this point, 1050 was the strongest.
Right, because the regular Dragon's Milk, I think, is only 9.
Yeah, I don't know that one, but I did really like that one. I would drink. I would really totally drink that one again. This one is different. I'd have to. This would be for me, a special occasion beer, like
roasted, malty, and smooth.
Yeah, it is. No, I'm not getting the alcohol kicked back as hard now. I guess I'm used to it. But.
There you go.
And thanks to Lisa for getting us, at least at the Nook, for getting us our big girl
cups.
Our big girl cups. Or bigger girl cups.
Bigger, yeah.
We graduated up from toddler to... Maybe we went from baby to toddler. Yeah, we went from baby. These are toddler size. So one day we'll have big girl.
Well, we appreciate you all.
We do.
Spending this possibly an hour and a half with us.
Maybe not in reverse.
What, drink the beer first?
First, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
And see how that goes. But we'd have to have more than one.
We'd be asleep by then.
I'd have to. That would be rapidly downhill. We'd start off really good, and it would be like a crashing descent.
Yeah, it'd be a shit show.
Could be funny. You really would probably have a lot of editing to do if we did that, though.